Hello, I'm here with Estelle.
Hi.
We're going to be doing a classic glowy signature everyday makeup look, starting of course with our Inner Glow face oil. And Estelle is going to walk you through everything we're doing and how we're doing it.
So every morning when I wake up, I always start with my skincare routine. And I think that that's the key to making your makeup look really nice and fresh all day long. And I love this oil because it's amazing underneath makeup. It's amazing on its own. It's amazing at nighttime. But if we want this like fresh, glowy look, it's really nice to start with great skin prep.
And are we putting anything under this, or we're just going straight up oil first?
Straight up oil.
Yum. And how much do you like to use under makeup?
I like to use as much as I feel the skin needs.
Yeah.
Some mornings I wake up and I find that my skin needs a little extra hydration, and then some mornings it doesn't need as much, so I just kind of assess. I'm gonna go in with Nude 6 Tinted Cover. It's their newest formulated face product in their buffer brush, which I'm actually obsessed with. I use it every day. And Amandine has virtually perfect skin. So I like this because it just creates like a little veil. You see your skin through it. You don't lose the integrity of the skin, but it's just creates a really flawless finish, neutralizes any redness. Even with something like a tinted moisturizer or like a BB cream, I still like to bring it down the neck because I really don't like that separation. And especially if we want this to just look like your skin, seeing that separation is such a looks super fresh, especially with the oil underneath. It's almost like you already have a glow before you've even gone in with a highlighter.
Yeah.
So you can see, oh my god, like you look so pretty. Why I do eyes first? Typically, if someone's going out and I'm doing quite a glam look and I'm using a lot of eyeshadow, I really like to start with eyes to avoid. This is Kelly Baker Brow Pencil. It's so good. Amandine has amazing brows, so we really don't need to put too much in them. I just like to put a little pencil.
Thank you.
Just in the arch.
I have very resilient brows despite all my teen years of trying to rip them out. They still came back. I'm shocked.
But I typically would start with eyes, but because we're doing a really fresh, minimalistic look today, I decided to start with complexion. But there are no rules, and I think a lot of people get super caught up in rules and, oh, I'm doing it wrong, or how should I be doing it? Like, I jump around when I do makeup so much. Like, there's not necessarily a rhyme or reason. Sometimes I just get excited and want to skip to another part. Right now I'm just putting a little highlight under the brow. I find, especially if you don't want to overload it with pencil, creating the brightness with the Kelly Baker highlighter right underneath creates that contrast so your brow looks filled. And I find I like to do brows before I jump into eye makeup because it just creates a nicer frame for the eye makeup.
Right.
Priming is like the biggest component to making my makeup last. A lot of my clients always talk about getting raccoon eyes, and I don't like to put eyeliner on because that ends up here. And as long as you're priming your lid, you shouldn't have that problem.
So my skin's still so glowy, even after we put foundation on.
Yeah, it looks really amazing.
I struggle with that. I hate when I've like made my skin so glowy and beautiful and then I put makeup on and it's gone. Sometimes I'll even put more oil on after.
Oh my god, it's the best. I love that. So now I'm taking this by Terry bronzing serum called Sunny Flash. I'm honestly obsessed with this product. It smells like roses. All the by Terry products, if you turn your head that way, perfect, have rose infused in it. And during the day, if you're in the sun, you don't want any harsh lines on your makeup. You want it to just kind of look seamless on your face, like it belongs to you. So I'm just popping this bronzing serum exactly where I would apply like a powder bronzer. So I like to wash a little bit in the hairline. I like to put it up the cheek, and it adds like a little warmth and scalp without being too harsh.
Yeah.
And then also throughout the day, I find even as your natural oils it's a little glowier, you'll like the appearance of this even more. I love cream products. Some people don't. I think some people find it confusing or they think they're gonna mess it up, but you really can't mess it up as long as you're putting cream on top of cream and blending it together. As long as you're blending and blending, there's no way to mess it up. It's easier to make it look seamless when it's a cream.
So we're using this as like a bit of a contour?
Yeah, like
I love it.
you don't have to necessarily contour. If
Right.
you use it in like an upward sweeping motion, you can use your bronzer as it. I also like to put a little bit on the nose because I find that's naturally where you would get a little bit of sun. So sweeping a little bit of this on the nose.
It does smell delicious.
Right? Now we have a little bit of dimension to the face. If you turn that way a little bit, you can see. And my favorite part, I'm gonna go in. This is literally my favorite blush of the moment. It's Cherry Blossom Babe by Nude Sticks. And this is one of their newer formulas called, it's their dewy ones. What is it? All Over Dewy Color. So I love this because especially we want to be glowy and fresh. These ones don't have a matte finish. They have a really nice luster to them. So you can see we already have a lot of, you know, highlight look without even putting on our highlighter yet because it's all in like the beginning priming steps of the skin.
So we're really layering the glow
exactly.
Love it.
And we're using a bunch of different products, but it's all about placement because it doesn't actually look or feel like you have a lot on your face. It's just putting it in the right spots. I love blush, so I always like, you could even use something like a blush to prime your eyelids if you want it to have like a little more color. I'm gonna go in with a bit of concealer on your lid. I like to make the most of my product. I hate feeling like I'm wasting product, and I also use a lot of my products for different purposes. So if I'm using my blush, I'll also pop that on my lids, put a little bit on my lip. It doesn't have to be so complex. It's fun to kind of play around.
I love a multifunctional product.
Right? Me too. So now I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I honestly don't even know what I would do without this product. And just close for me. I like to pop a little on the lid to kind of seal it in so we're not going to have that transfer once I start putting a bit of makeup product on. I like makeup for longevity, so you don't have to put powder everywhere, but just in the spots that you want to stay in place. I love Nude Sticks for that exact reason because it's super easy to just throw in your bag. Just close for me. Easy to throw in your bag, reapply as the day goes on if you want to bump it up a little bit. I'm taking the pencil Fig. I love this. It's kind of like a warmer brown.
Oh, I love this color.
It's so good. I'm just scribbling a little bit on the lash line. And you can totally use your finger. I prefer to use a brush a lot of the time just because, I don't know, I like the way a brush feels. And I'm just blending that out. It doesn't really have to be precise when you apply the liner because you're gonna go in and kind of buff it out. Our lip and cheek colors, because I just look up. I like mixing it up, and some of their colors are so pretty. This one is Entice. Look up. I like it because it's kind of like a peachy color. And I like to mix that in. I love all creams, as you can see. This is the Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Stick. Look up for me, in the shade Copper. And I'm gonna use it to brighten the inner corner of the eye. Sometimes it's nice to use something a bit warmer instead of always going in with something too pearly or white. So what I also like to do, if you look up for me, instead of putting something too dark in the waterline or too bright, I like to take that same copper color that's a bit reflective and pop that in the waterline.
Ooh.
It just adds a bit more of like a reflective quality to the eye.
That's so cool.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
And I find that formula lasts so long. Like in the waterline, you don't blink it away and it just comes off. Like it really does stay.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm actually using Shape Tape and look up. And I like to focus the concealer more so in this little C that we have under our eyes, and I bring it a little bit up here. Like we talked about earlier, it's all about placement, so you don't have to paint on so much. Just kind of tuck it in the areas that you want the brightest part. I just find this is always the darkest spot of our eye.
Right.
So to focus it in there. Sometimes not adding so much lighter concealer. I find sometimes if you just are loading on a lighter concealer, it almost enhances the darkness more.
Interesting. I had a massive pimple there all week.
I'm really impressed. What did you put on it?
It's gone.
It's literally gone.
I sent Estelle a message on like Sunday being like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm gonna make it Friday. I have a monster on my face.
It's literally gone.
And it's gone by like good 5 days.
You're a wizard.
I just put so much oil on it every morning and every night, and then I used a little like of a BHA gel and just dried it up.
It's crazy because I remember when you were telling me about your oil, and because I have acne prone skin, I'm so apprehensive to add new products to my routine just because, I don't know, anyone who's had acne can relate. It's like extremely traumatic when you start using a new product and reacting badly to it. It makes you panic.
It's a nightmare.
And Amandine ensured that I wouldn't break out, and I was like, okay, I'm obviously gonna try it, but I was really nervous.
Yeah.
It honestly is so good.
It totally changes your skin.
No, it does. I felt so, I feel so even.
Yeah.
Like easy with it on.
It's the perfect multi-purpose product too, because you're treating your blemishes at the same time as you're hydrating that whole area. Everywhere you've put it is being hydrated and amplified and getting all the nutrients it needs. It's almost like we need to like feed our pimples like good food for them to go away.
Because we like strip it so much that it can actually make you break out more.
For sure.
Turn your head that way slightly. So I'm going to go with a little highlighter. This is Nude Sticks Magnetic Nude Glimmers in 99% Angel. I'm obsessed with this.
I've never tried this one.
It's so good. You can also use this as a cream eyeshadow. I just like it because the applicator, if you turn slightly that way, that's perfect, is really small. So it's very easy to control where you're putting it. It's not like it's going to spill out everywhere.
Right.
And I like this because it has a bit of a pinky pearly finish to it. around this orbital bone here. I find if you are applying highlighter to the highest points of your face, so if you were in the sun, where would the sun hit on your face? That's where I like to add a little extra highlight. You already have a nice glow coming from underneath. This is just going to enhance. My clients are like, I don't know where to put it or what I'm doing wrong. Literally feel your face, feel the structure, feel your cheekbone, feel the apple of your cheek, feel this bone that we want to highlight around here.
Right.
Everything is on your face. It's just a matter of understanding the structure of your face and then therefore figuring out the placement. Just get to know your face, massage it.
Yeah, with some
explore.
oil, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do a facial massage, and it'll also help define parts of your face too. So starting, if you're doing this yourself, and when you apply the oil first, you can give yourself a really beautiful quick facial massage, like 2 minutes, and it'll help show your cheekbones and define your jawline. So any inflammation or water retention in your face, you can help flush it out before you get started.
Love that. So now I'm going to bounce back to the translucent powder.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people have like big face brushes, and that's fine. But I always like to use a brush for the size of the area I'm working on.
Okay.
If you look all the way up, I don't want to oversaturate the area, but I'm just going to pop a little bit right underneath the eye, not to get rid of the highlight, but just kind of in between that little slot of the under eye and the top of the cheekbone. If we get a little oily, extra oily throughout the day there. So just like a small brush to kind of go in and fine tune. To curl the lashes.
Ooh.
So just look down for me. I think a lot of people are scared of eyelash curlers, but they're so important because it really transforms your lash.
Okay, so I hear everyone talk about their lash curlers and how like they can't live without them, how amazing they are. And then I use one and I've just got like a fold. Like my lashes.
You do too much.
Okay, is that what it is?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
And look down. I like to put it as close to the root of the lash as possible.
Okay.
Give it like a few squeezes.
Okay.
And I like to make sure that they're even. Because if you over curl one side versus the other, it's not gonna be too cute.
Okay. Those look cute. So how do we avoid when I get that like harsh bend?
You know what? Not squeezing too hard. Instead
Okay.
of just going down and holding it, giving it a few pumps like how I did.
Okay.
And just kind of delicately compressing the lash, yeah. New mascara that I just got sent, Stila. Ooh.
That's a wand.
Look down for me. So I think a lot of people rush their mascara application, and this is such a pivotal part. You really want to coat every lash and really wiggle it down to the lash line. Separate all of them. Coat them all the way through. Take your time. Mascara is a lot more transformative than some people think.
Oh wow, yeah.
Sometimes if you Now that I have like kind of the base of the makeup done, everything set down, I like to go in and fine tune certain areas. So this is the powder version of the serum bronzer that I use from By Terry. So it's the exact same type of bronzer, color, everything. It's just in a powder form. So I'm gonna go and just wash this through the crease.
So we're layering different glowy products. We're starting with a base of really simple glowy skincare. We've got the Inner Glow Oil and then the Glow Stick Sunscreen. And then we're just layering lots of glowy products, not really sparkly, but more, what would you say is the...
Luminous.
Luminous.
Yeah,
yes.
it's like a very finely milled glow. I mean,
Right.
I love sparkles, don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
can put glitter all over my face, but when you want something that just feels a little more natural, it's nice to have a finely milled, light, reflective quality to your makeup instead of sparkles.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are scared of sparkles. I don't know if they've had a traumatic incident with them.
Probably.
This is a forever favorite blush of mine. As you can tell, I'm like almost running out of it. It's MAC. It's Extra Dimension. It's called Into the Pink.
You've hit the pan.
Ugh, it's so good. And I'm just washing this. It's kind of like a highlighty blush. It's really soft, and it's not gonna make anything look powdery or harsh. It's just gonna give that cheek a little extra pop. Turn slightly that way. Obviously these are steps you don't have to do, but I just really like to go back and like reassess the situation.
Yeah, you can also do these steps throughout the day. So maybe you start with the base, and then
midway through the afternoon you want to add a little extra cheek. I love lip liners just because I like making my lips look extra juicy.
I find whenever I do my own lips, they look smaller.
That's hilarious.
Like,
I'd love to watch what you're doing. I'm going to keep it really nice and tight to the lip line here. We want to create a pouty illusion. When you overline the whole lip, it's actually not making your lip look poutier and bigger. It's just making it look a bit shapeless.
Right.
So we want to really enhance that shape by keeping it tight here. This is a NYX lip liner in the shade Nude. It's the retractable one. You can get this at the drugstore. You can get it it's amazing. Whenever I see it, when I'm like buying tampons, I buy like 10 of these. So now's the fun part. As I come up to the Cupid's bow, I'm slightly overlining. So if you look straight on, you can see the difference, right?
Totally. Looks good.
So keeping it nice and tight here. And just like roll it over your lip. You can feel, like I said, there's no mystery. You can feel your cheeks, you can feel your lip. So here, I've just made your upper lip just look a little more shaped. I also like to fill in the lip with lip liner because I hate when your lipstick rubs off. And then here, keep it nice and tight to the lip line. And then when we get to this little spot underneath the center, I'm overlining it a bit, filling it in, and then sticking towards the lip line here. I just find lip liner makes your lipstick look extra pretty. Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Gloss.
Oh my goodness, this is very exciting.
I know, I'm really excited. I love all of the Pillow Talk colors.
Yeah.
Like, they're just so pretty. It's also the cutest name.
It is. It's a very cute name.
I like this because it's nice and nude. Look at my hand.
I saw you post this on Instagram.
Forever walking around with hands like this.
Oh
No,
my
I'm kidding.
goodness.
I clean my hands, don't worry. So I like this gloss. It's actually amazing. It's my first time using it. But I like it because it literally is the same color as the liner, which is amazing. And it has a lot of pigment. It's not too sheer, and it's also not sparkly. So we're getting that nice glow that we've, achieved through this whole makeup without sparkles.
The look is very much like glow from within.
Exactly, which is what your oil is all about. honestly, your makeup only looks as good as your skin and your skin work underneath. So you want to make sure, whether you're breaking out or your skin's clear or anything, you want to take the time to treat your skin a little bit before we put makeup on, because it will just help. Like when I had really, really bad acne, I don't know, sometimes touching my skin would make me like scared in general. It hurt, my skin was inflamed, like I felt like crying. It was like emotional, but I would make sure I always took the time to apply, you know, my cream and put my sunscreen on and take care of myself, and then put my makeup on. Actually, I'm gonna make sure I brush your brows up. I didn't do brow gel when I filled in your brows because I kind of like it being the last step. I like them to be extra fresh looking. And especially, I mean, we didn't use really much powder on your complexion, but if you are using powders, that's why I like to use brow gel last. So it doesn't have any powder on. Elixir, I'm using the Caudalie Beauty Elixir.
Love.
It's so good.
I have a mini one in my purse.
Just
at
keep
all
it in your
times.
purse, exactly. And so close for me. It just kind of adds a nice finish. It retexturizes the end of the makeup.
Yeah. So this is our finished look of our very glowy, very luminous, inner glow makeup look.
Woohoo!
Woo! Thank you guys.